Hello, we are Bjorn and Peter, and this is a presentation of our dataset, The Idea, filming locations in San Francisco. We have nothing specific we would like to prove or learn, and therefore we don't know what we are looking for. But we will try to visualize the data and see if we can find any patterns. And if we are to find any patterns, find the explanations behind the patterns. And finally, we will try to learn a model to predict any of the data based on the filming location. So why is this interesting? It's mainly interesting to us because we can relate to it, and that's also the main reason why we chose this dataset. It may also be interesting for movie lovers who want to learn more about the movies, and it could also be interesting for people who live in San Francisco and want to learn more about the city. The datasets. We weren't able to find a single dataset that contained all the information we needed. So instead we found one dataset that contained some of the information and some other datasets that contains other information and stitched it all together. The three datasets we used were San Francisco film locations, and that's the main dataset. And then we used some information from IMDb and also a little bit from Google. Pre-processing data proved to be a big challenge for us. A lot of the data was either missing or wrong formats or simply just incorrect or irrelevant for the project. We used multiple approaches to pre-process the data, which we will go through now. Missing values. We solved this issue by first trying to find the values using IMDb. If we weren't able to find the values and we found the information to be crucial, we would instead just discard the whole data object. Incorrect format. All the locations are stored as names, and we have to transform it into geolocations. To do this, we use Google's geocoding to determine the latitude and longitude coordinates from the names. Any location Google could not find, we instead tried to find manually using Google Maps. If we weren't able to find it, we will simply just discard the data. Incorrect values. This is mostly due to misspellings in the dataset, or due to incorrect geolocations found by the geocoder. To solve the issue with the misspellings, we created a script which turned all similar values into one value. To solve the issue with the incorrect geolocations, we tried to plot all the geolocations on the map, and all geolocations which weren't inside San Francisco were just discarded. Irrelevant values. We did not include any data we found irrelevant, but instead we just found other data which might be relevant and included that instead. Our execution plan. For now we have pre-processed all the data so it's ready for use. In our 4-week period you will use the first week for supervised learning, the second week for unsupervised learning, the third week for picking and creating D3 plots and create the explainer notebook, and finally the fourth week to create the website and finalize all the plots. The original dataset, without any transformation, had 1265 data objects and 12 attributes. It had a total size of 244 kilobytes. All the filming locations were distributed over 220 different movies, and the movies date back to 1915. Our modified dataset. Our dataset contains 220 data objects. Each data object corresponds to a movie. Each movie has 8 attributes. By doing it this way, we have reduced the size to less than half of the original data size, only 100 kilobytes. Here we see the number of movies filmed in San Francisco per year. Here we see the distribution of movies per genre. The most dominant genres are drama and comedy. Here we see the number of movies per studio. Warner Bros. Pictures and Paramount Pictures have the highest number of movies filmed in San Francisco. We have also plotted the number of movies per IMDb rating. Here we can see most of the movies tends to be around 7.0. We also have a distribution of filming locations per movie. Here we can see that most movies have one filming location but may go up to 30. The one movie with 41 filming location is actually a TV series, and we have been discussing whether to exclude that or not. Finally, we have plotted all the filming location into a heat map of San Francisco. Here we can see that the locations tends to be in the northeast part of San Francisco. That's all we got. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.